Good God, I looked at my camera. It turns out I have 14 items from the last chapters and whatever else I did. So, boys, we good. Alright, then let's continue. So last time we did some shit. Now let's keep continuing. So we did Heirs Fate Chapter 1. Let's do Chapter 2. Realms Collide.
I shall tell you a story of another realm that I will never forget. Shortly after Kanas took up the noble Yato, dragon's roar shook the town streets. The town had residents before. They were nowhere to be seen now. The only people about were other children forced from their deep realms. To the east, a prince wandered with only his retainers for company. In the west, a callow butler encountered a knight errant upon her unformed horse. From nearby came the cry of a dragon crazed with wind. The wretched soul was none other than a second Kanas.
Two Kanas. This Kana is now a dragon, is on uncontrollable rampage. This isn't working, Dwyer. This is the damnedest thing. You think we'd be making some dent in him by now. I just don't have any other ideas. But to try and knock some sense into him. Well, it's worth one more try at least. Hey, Blockhead, turn human again already. Oh no, hitting him didn't make him any less angrier. I'm out of ideas now. You sure he wasn't a dragon when you first saw him, right? Right, I saw this kid in the distance, hanging his head and sobbing. But as soon as I approached him, he started glowing and turned into that. What would make a dragon cry? Maybe something sad happened to him. I wonder if he lost his parents like us. Speak for yourself, Buster. My father isn't dead. We just got separated as I was escaping my deep realm, that's all. Didn't you say your father stayed behind to make sure you got away too? I refuse to believe they're dead. Well, there's no proof to the contrary. Last I saw my father, he was swamped by so many enemies. It'd take a miracle to... That's quitter's talk, Dwyer. One more word, and you'll get the pokey out of my spear. That won't be necessarily. Please don't hit me. I happen to like wearing clothes. Then quit with the silly talk. Our dads are alive. And we're going to rescue them. End of story. Just think about how great it'll be to catch up with them after all this. Let's not start daydreaming until we've dealt with this guy. I'm used to having to wrestle Abel into behaving, but this is a whole nother story. The real problem is, all the commotion is bound to draw attention. It won't be long before those strange soldiers start spot us. After all the trouble we had in getting away, now we're standing and still waiting for death. Damn you, Father. If I was going to die, I'd rather have done it fighting at your side. Has anyone the first notion of where we are? I don't recognize any of this. You sure you're reading that thing, right, Ophelia? The guidance of the sacred star shine quartz never falters, nor does my impeccable interpretation of its divine mandate. We'll be fine. I have it on mystic authority that we're heading for the Southern Cross. That all sounds fine enough, and you do seem confident. But I'm starting to have second thoughts about trusting our fate to a plain old rock. Excuse you, this is no mere rock. It's an arcane jewel that grants second sight to those attuned to it, such as my... Right, but to be clear, this is just the backstory you made up for it, right? Well, from a certain blinkered, factual perspective, yes, but... Oh dear. Ugh. Then all these directions we've been following are made up gobbledygook too. This is hopeless. The three of us finally meet up, only to go nowhere fast. I'm sorry. No, don't be. Your directions were as fine as any other when we have no goal in mind. That's a lovely stone, Ophelia. You seem to set great store by it. Thank you. It was a gift from my father. He gave it to me as a good luck charm as I was escaping my deep realm. He told me to go through first and not to worry, since he'd follow soon after. He looked directly in my eyes and said it, paying no heed to the enemies he fought. Not even when he was surrounded on all sides did he ever flinch. He was so cool. It almost brought tears to my eyes. Ophelia, I believe with all my heart that he would never succumb, but despite my best efforts, sometimes I can't help but allow doubt to creep in. Don't let that little voice throw you, Ophelia. I'm sure he's fine. My father is another variation on yours. When news of the war's end reached me, I hoped my parents would come claim me. But on the day I was due to leave for home, those monsters awaited me instead. Astride my noble horse as I rode for my life, I found the burden Hilder along the path. I can't imagine father would have cast it willingly aside. I fear the worst. Forrest. Come on, you two. Don't let your imaginations run away with you. Did you actually see them die? No, so you can't lose hope. Look on the bright side. A father like mine wouldn't be mourned much anyways. Don't be gosh, Nina. It doesn't suit you. No, I mean, there's no polite way to say my father was a selfish jerk. He hardly ever visited me until he suddenly got into his head to risk his life for me. He's there for 5 seconds before yelling at me to leave while he covers my escape. Being afraid he's dead is the most I've thought about him in years. This is no typical of him. Nothing but bad news every time. Nina, I'm sorry I spoke out of turn without taking your feelings into account. No need to apologize. Heck, I wish he'd help Lord Leo instead of saving me. Just think. Then you never have had to go through all this. Perish the thought. I don't know what I would do without yours or Ophelia's company. You've been looking after me ever since the three of us set out. That's the last thing I want to hear about you wishing you hadn't been saved. Now let's put our heads together and figure out a plan to save our parents. You got it, boss. What was that roar I just heard? Oh gods, there's a dragon on the loose. And it's not alone. I could count at least 5 of those no-good troops surrounding it. You do? Where? How could my second sight have failed me? Don't beat yourself up over it. Us thieves are trained to spot things we shouldn't. Some of those people are around the dragon. I don't think they're its enemies. They may be in danger as well. The way things are going, they're all going to get themselves killed. What's your call, Forrest? Save them or keep on walking? As your retainers, we'll follow your lead either way. Though if you want my sage and cunning counsel, it would be better to help them. Then that is what we shall do. Even in the face of such terrible opposition, we cannot watch them die before our eyes. It would be a disgrace to the bloodline of Nor. Well put. Grid yourselves and prepare to do the glorious battle for, Team Forrest. We'll be behind you all the way. Very gracious of you. But please don't strain yourselves on my behalf, Whatever you say, boss. Defeat either of the indicated bosses to open the escape route.
That Kanas? Or male Kanas?
Yes, oh. Dear fuck. Sorry, guys. We're just chewing. We're hungry. Took that guy out. There's male Kana. Alright, see you guys in the next video.